Right now, somewhere in the back of your mind, there's a craving for something sweet. Maybe it's already winning. You know sugar isn't great for you. You've read the labels. And yet, the second a dessert shows up, some older, louder part of your brain leans forward and says, yes, all of it. That pull you feel? It's not weakness. It's one of the oldest things about being human. It's older than money, older than cities, older than farming, older than writing, older than your species entirely. Your sweet tooth is a fossil, a craving carried down through millions of years, from creatures that were not even close to human. So the question is, why? Why did one taste get such a grip on us, and why can't we shake it? Let's go back to the beginning. And the beginning is a piece of fruit. Long before there were humans, our ancestors lived up in the trees. Small, furry, wide-eyed primates. And their world had a problem. Food was a gamble. A leaf might be poison. An unripe fruit might be sour and useless or make you sick. But a ripe fruit was a jackpot. Sugar. Pure, fast, portable energy hanging right there in the branches. The trouble was spotting it. So evolution handed our ancestors an upgrade. Color vision. Most mammals see the world in muddy yellows and blues. But our primate line developed the ability to see red and orange pop against a wall of green. Think about what that means. We may have evolved part of the way we see the world just to find sugar faster. And sweetness became a signal. Sweet meant ripe. Sweet meant safe. Sweet meant calories that wouldn't kill you. The animals that chased that signal hardest ate best and had the most babies. The picky ones who shrugged at fruit, they faded out. You are descended from the ones who couldn't say no. And there's a deeper reason the craving stuck. Your brain is a sugar addict, in the most literal sense. It's about 2% of your body weight, and it burns around 20% of your energy, almost all of it as glucose. Sugar. Your thoughts right now are running on it. So technically, you are burning sugar in order to feel guilty about sugar. Evolution has a sense of humor. A brain that lights up at the taste of sweetness isn't broken. It's doing its job, rewarding you for finding exactly the fuel it needs most. Every time sugar hit our ancestors' tongues, the reward system fired. Do that again. Remember where you found it. Go back. And here's how deep it goes. You didn't learn to love sugar. You were born loving it. Put something sweet on a newborn's tongue, minutes into life, and its whole face relaxes. Put something bitter there, and it recoils. No lessons, no ads, no willpower to fight yet. The preference came pre-installed, straight from the factory. In a world where sweetness was rare, that wiring was brilliant. Hold on to that word. Rare. Because fruit wasn't the end of the story. At some point, our ancestors found something far more concentrated, something that turned the sweet tooth from a preference into an obsession. Honey. Honey is one of the most energy-dense foods in all of nature, and we went to absurd lengths to get it. We still do. In Tanzania, there are people called the Hadza, one of the last groups on Earth who still live largely by hunting and gathering. Ask a Hadza man to rank his favorite foods, and honey comes out on top. Above meat, above everything, and getting it means climbing tall trees, reaching into furious swarms of bees and taking the stings. They do it anyway. That's how badly the sweetness is worth it. But here's the part that still gives me chills. The Hadza have a partner, a wild bird called the honeyguide. This little bird knows where the bees are, but it can't break into the hive. So it finds a human, it calls, and it flutters from tree to tree, leading them straight to the honey. The people take the sweet stuff. The bird gets the wax and grubs left behind. A wild animal and a human, running a business together, and the currency is sugar. A scientist named Claire Spottiswoode studied this. She found that honey hunters in Mozambique use a specific sound, a kind of brr-hum, to call the bird. And when they use it, the bird is far more likely to show up and help. That is a conversation. between two different species, older than any language you know, all of it built around the hunt for sweet. And we didn't just crave it, we celebrated it. In a cave in eastern Spain, there's a painting roughly 8,000 years old. It shows a human figure climbing a tangle of ropes up a cliff, one hand reaching into a wild bee's nest, bees swirling all around them. Someone 8,000 years ago thought getting honey was such a defining human act that they painted it on stone. So it would last. Think about that. Before farms, before cities, before writing, we were already risking our lives for sugar and turning it into art. So here's what makes this so important and why it matters for you specifically. For almost the entire story of our species, sweetness was a rare treasure. You might find honey a few times a year. Fruit came and went with the seasons. So the smart strategy, the one written deep into your brain, was simple and ruthless. When you find sugar, eat as much as you possibly can. Right now. Because tomorrow it's gone. That instinct kept your ancestors alive for millions of years. And then, in a heartbeat, the world flipped. In the last couple of centuries, and really the last few decades, we did something no animal had ever done. We made sugar cheap, endless, everywhere. It's in your bread, your sauce, your healthy cereal. A single soda can hold more sugar than our ancestors might have tasted in weeks. But your brain didn't get the memo. It's still running software written for a world where sweetness was scarce and precious. So it still says the same thing it said in the trees, and at the base of that honey tree, and on that cave wall. Yes, all of it, eat it now. Except now there's no season, no climb, no sting, no limit. Just the ancient craving, screaming at full volume into a world with an infinite supply. That gap between the world we were built for and the world we built is why the craving feels impossible to control. It isn't a lack of willpower. It's a survival instinct millions of years old that did its job too well. So here's the full picture. A fruit in a tree. Eyes that evolved to find it. A brain that runs on it. A bird that leads us to it. A painting on a wall to honor it. And a modern world that finally gave us more of it than we could ever handle. Your sweet tooth isn't a flaw. It's an inheritance. The same craving that pulled your ancestors up a cliff full of bees is the one pulling you toward the kitchen right now. The only thing that changed is the ending. You're standing at the top of that honey climb every single day. The difference is, you never have to climb. So the next time you reach for something sweet and feel that little flicker of guilt, go easy on yourself. You're not weak. You're just very, very old. And if you enjoyed digging up the reason behind that craving, stick around. There's a whole lot more of your behavior we can blame on evolution.